2 bugs left. So the emoji one, I'm just saying, is not a bug. You know, am I going to move this? Are you going to come running back? All right, she didn't come running back. She's still in her bed. I'll zoom in so you guys can read. Yes, yeah. So that turned out to be, I used the wrong character set. That was my own stupidity. So the great news is, if you're using the right character set, ones that support emojis, you'll be fine. So yes. So stop sitting on the mouse. Thank you. So I haven't included that in here. I've just gone directly to fix with that one because that one has nothing to do with NearBeach. The other things which I want to do in here today is, now this one I'll do a little bit later. I've done a little bit of recon. With this, it's been like, all right, can I have the same consistency all the way through? And it looks like I probably can't, but that's fine. There's 1 or 2 ways I could solve this. One is with an if statement. The other way is I essentially do have both permutations of that particular field in the settings and then fix it that way. But we won't talk about that just yet. That's going to happen a little bit later. What we wanted to do is the RFCs. So at the moment, we can't change the lead whatsoever. So I want to set that up today so we can change the lead, we can get it so that people can be like, all right, whoops, I put in the wrong lead, it's now this person. Socks, you're jumping in and out of bed like there's no tomorrow. What's happening? I really need like the camera to be like over here so it like shines. Just what she does all the time. And we've got an ad break in a couple of seconds, so that should be fine. I think both of you, yeah, both of you have got Prime on. All right, let's start with this one. So, if we go to an RFC, let's just go to this particular one. When we scroll down, we see we've got the user up there. I want to add in a little bit of text being like, click to change user. I want a modal to pop up. Very similar to this sort of modal. In fact, we're probably going to clone this modal and then modify it. So instead of add user wizard, it'll be add change lead. So yeah, very simple. We're cloning it because because of the changes involved, it's just easier to actually have 2 different modals in this sort of case. Oops, sorry, just pushing the cube. All right, jumping into here. Minimizing all this, what we'll do first off the bat is we'll open up the JavaScript components. We want modules, sorry. We want the wizards, and instead of add user wizard, we're actually going to copy this and paste it, and we're going to rename it. It's going to be called add change lead. Or change, update change lead. Like so. Hopefully this weekend I can do the Minio experiment. Had a busy few weekends recently. Oh, fair enough. Yes, I do want to get Minio supported. I feel if we actually, give me 2 seconds. So under NearBeach Docker, I enlarge this. Under Ocean Suite is the settings. In which case, if we scroll down, we've got this here. And what that's meant to do is that's meant to install that stuff. But then I've also got to enable everything on NearBeach's side. So I know I'll have to update there and on NearBeach's side. Which I could do. Hey, Aiden, how are you? I'm gonna, just wait. We'll go to the full screen. Socks is wondering what's happening. Doing well, that's great to hear. Yeah, I'm doing well, just been busy. I think it was Monday I couldn't stream. Monday I was working till like 9:30 at night. I was just like, ooh. It was not a fun night. Alright, Socks, I get to move the little It's taking over your bed, Socks. Are you gonna hop in your bed? You gonna hop in your bed? No, in your bed. No, Scooty. Alright. So yeah, otherwise I've been doing well. I'm hoping to get another release out this weekend, so 0.30.6. Essentially, there's just 2 bugs which we've got to fix. We're fixing one of them right now, which is the change of the change task, but I want to be able to add in the ability so people can use other databases like Postgres and so forth like that. But that will require me doing a little bit more testing. So hopefully we get to that today. A week holiday and I couldn't work because of this. Oh, they're adorable. Aww. Is that like the GPS trackers on them? Like an AirTag type of thing? But they're cute. That Socks, you're like right up against the camera. There you go, sweetie. She's like, I don't want to be here. Show it. So what are their names, Aiden? And I better go back to my normal screen. So, AirTags because it was on a farm and farmer, I guess, wanted to track them. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Be interesting. I wonder if they travel further than my cats. I used to have 2 cats that used to travel quite far. Yeah. Alright, getting back into this. So we just did this one, so we want to get rid of certain things like add user. Alright. So straight off the bat, let's update change lead modal. Alright, I think one of them was called Crumble. I can't remember the other one's name, but they were really friendly. Aww. They look really young too. So I'm guessing they're just a bit over a year old. Oh, fair enough, yeah. Good for catching mice. Alright, so update change. All right. The farmer said they're less than a year, and the goal was to get rid of the mice. Yeah, fair enough. In Australia, I think it was New South Wales. We recently had a mice plague. Back in 2021, so 2 years ago. Yeah. So yeah. It's, I don't know how they solved it though. But I do know that one of the things is you do have farm cats and stuff like that. The problem is you've got to make sure your farm cats, you make sure that they don't turn into strays, because then they go after wildlife, which is not good, because there's a lot of Australian wildlife which is near extinct, which is sad. Alright, getting back into this. Alright, we'll go top down. Let's go top down, let's find everything, because I'm realizing I'm missing stuff. So we've got update change leads. Now that should match something else labeled by alright, I'm doing that at the moment. This is change lead wizard. The Australian government should have gotten a big army of farm cats. Yeah. We also do sadly have a massive issue with feral cats in Australia. Yes, and cane toads. Luckily not where I live, but up north. They're very invasive. Alright. A lot of the logic will be the same. So this will be change user. Please use the drop down to select the new change user. Alright. Yeah, we understand that. Multiple is off. And we are going to make the assumption that there are going to be no cases where there are none. Alright. So that should be fine. And then we've got close, and then we've got this one, which will be change lead. Alright. Then we've got this problem down here. I probably deleted something. Modal header, modal body. Ah, yeah. Cool, easy done. So, we don't need this one. We've got the inselect, the Axios, we've got the VueJS, which we'll be using. We're using error and icon. This one will change. So this will become update change lead wizard. We've got those two components. We're injecting a next tick. Are we using next tick in here? No, we're not. So we can get rid of that. We've got the mix sends, we've got the computed. So we're getting the destination, we're getting the location ID, we're getting the potential user list, which is what we need. We're getting the root URL, static URL, and getting user level. We don't need the user level. Actually, no, we should. No, because we'll be doing it somewhere else. Sorry, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, we'll need it. So if user level is greater than 1. There we go. And then what we'll do is we'll jump in as a read-only user and see what happens. I just remembered we also got a read-only template. Yeah, it should be fine. It should be fine. I can put a if statement. Okay. So potential new user. What actually happens when that changes? We got the new value. New value. Making sure that it is. If it's undefined, we just return. We don't do anything. However, the user fixed list comes through with the new map value and so forth like that. That is for the end select. So add users. Now this is where we start changing stuff. So we've got change lead instead. So that will become change lead. Now there's only one method in here, which is fine. So data to stand form, data user model for each. Now in this sort of case, we don't need this. What we need is data to send dot set, and we've got username, and it is as simple as this dot user model. Sorry to interrupt. Where is the code for uploading again? I'm on my phone and I can't find the search on GitHub. Ah, yes. All right, sweet. So under GitHub, I'm assuming you're talking about on the NearBeach side of things. That will be under NearBeach, views, and document. And then under here, you've got upload, document upload. And there used to be a way, there it is. Copy permanent link. There we go. Hopefully that's helpful. It does go through quite a lot. So we've got a checks the form, cleans the data. Wait, is this document upload? Upload. Yep. I thought this also went. Here, handle document permissions. So when it uploads everything, it should go to this one here. And this is where it should have the Azure, and yeah, there we go. So you got the AWS, so the S3 buckets, you got the Azure connection string in here. If Minio was to be put into here, you'll probably have another else if down here. Otherwise, if it's using the same sort of thing, kind of like, let me rephrase this. If it's kind of like R2, where it uses Boto 3, we could potentially get away with using just the AWS access keys, and yeah, that should potentially work. But sadly, I haven't been able to look at it, so yeah. All right, data to send, set. So we're sending the username is this. So we don't need these lines anymore. Use Axios to send the data to the back end. It can use Boto, but it needs some extra config by the looks of it. Oh, okay. Then yeah, it might, you might want to else if it down here. I'm still supporting, still technically, oh wait, these need to be else ifs. Can't be switch cases. Yeah, switch cases were in 3.10. Yeah, don't worry. I was thinking we could switch case, but no, we can't. We need else if. All right, going back into, where was I? Over here. It also has its own package. I'll play around. Oh, sweet. Yep. All right. So Axios post. So we need to change the URL. So we've got object data where this is a specific thing. So I feel like I don't need to use object data in this sort of case. Object data is the broad umbrella strokes. So stop it. So she's rubbing up against the microphone. If the microphone starts popping, can someone please tell me? This is why I have it raised now. So she doesn't. I must have knocked it down just that slight bit, and she's like, I'm gonna rub up against it. Yeah, good girl. Yes. All right, so we'll think about the URL. Yeah, sure, go refactor if you find a better way of actually doing stuff. Definitely. Data to send, that's fine. Response. We'll close this. We'll have to update the change. All right, so a lot of this will definitely change. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to delete it. I'm going to put in add code, usual sort of stock standard stuff. And the error stuff is fine. Now, this is just me having a gripe at the linter, and I prefer it like this. All right, so let's think of a URL. So let's open up the URLs, not URLs, as I sometimes say. Now we've got RFCs. We already have RFC, the RFC ID, and then change task list, new change item. So we can hijack sort of this, and I'm thinking of doing that. All right, so RFC, update status. We've got status. So let's do that up here. So path, RFC, information. We've got our in RFC ID, and then update change lead, like so. And then we've got our request for change views.rfc update change lead. We'll have our name equals RFC update change lead, like so. Now I'm just, in the meantime, I'm just commenting that out, because we'll get back to it. So RFC information, and now it will be this destination, which will be the RFC ID. It will actually, sorry, it will be location ID. We don't need this destination in here whatsoever. Location ID, and then update change lead, like so. And then we've got our data to send. That should be as simple as that. This is a very, very simple modal. Yeah, I think that's it. So what we want to do is we want to get to our Django side of things. We want to open up our views. We want to open up our requests for change views. We are just going to search for, what was it? Update underscore status. Like so. So we essentially, it's got to be post, they've got to be logged in, and they've got to have a permission, minimal permission level 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to yank those 4 lines. Going to add in a bit of space, going to paste it in. And we are going to get the form data. So form, we haven't created a form yet. So let's go to our forms. Let's see if there is a form. So we've got admin add user form. I mean, that's group permission username. Not quite what we want. Add user form. So we've got a user list. So not quite what we need. New user form. No, not quite. Remove user form. No. Update user form. No. Alright. Not a problem. What we want to do, let's have one called update change task. Change lead form. So update, search, task. All right. The class update change task form, forms.form. Simple as that, and then username equals forms.model choice field. That's going to have a query set of user.objects.all. Required equals, in this sort of case, true. I don't know if I need that one line if it's true, but we'll keep it in. All right, so we've got 2 there. We've got yep. So going in here, what line are we? We are 631. So the forms, we need update change task form. Oh, it should be change lead form. Whoops. Simple mistake. Yep, I know. There we go. Change lead form. And then what it is update change lead form request.post. If not form dot is valid, return http bad request form dot errors. As easy as that. You know, why is my screen going dark? It's sorry, my other screen is just going a little bit too dark for me. All right, so we've done that. Update the RFC. So RFC update equals request for change dot objects dot get, and then RFC ID equals RFC ID. Simple as that. Now it comes through as a user, doesn't it? Yep. So what we need is RFC update dot change user. Oh, what is it called in the back end? So I'm just looking at Beekeeper Studio. Oops, get over there. Come on. We're going into our DB. We are going into our RFC. RFC implementation. Change user ID is who changes it. Lead ID, RFC lead ID. All right, and this will equal form.cleanedData username. Now I don't know if that will work off the top of my head because I think it comes through as an object, but whether or not RFC lead wants an object or not, I'll find out in a minute. Save, and then what we need, send back 200. That's all we need to do. Very simple code. We now need to get this rendered on the page and tested. So we're just sending it back. We're going to test that much. We're going to test the form loading, test it sending back information, and then we'll polish everything. So what we need to do is request for change information. We need to render it on that component. So request for change, RFC information. If we scroll down, oh, do we have it on here? Trying to wonder if we actually have any other modals on here. I don't think we do, but that's fine. Just put them in here. So what we want to do is first import it. So this is the mix ends. Oh, sorry, just hit an ad break. I didn't realize. Oh yeah, cheers Aiden, thank you very much. I just saw that. All right. We need the components, port mixins, validation we don't need, so that will, let's go up here. Import. Now, what do we call it? Update change lead from modules, wizards, update change lead dot view. Bots go brr in so many channels. Yes, it does. So update element OPQ RSTUV. So it goes before this. Alright, so we save that, and then we just put it up here. So update change lead. Now, I don't think we've got any props for this one. We have no props whatsoever. Which is great news, because everything is going into VueJS, which makes it so much simpler to modify stuff. However, we might be adding on an emit, which will, when we do a change, it might push a change upstream. Because it's just one level, it should be fine, and we should be able to do it. Unless that data that we're modifying belongs in the view, then we'll push straight into the view. But we'll figure that out in a minute. First off, I want to see if everything will load up. Now that's the update button. That is a complete and utter. That will one day have to go into its own component because it's just too confusing. RC change lead user. Here we go. Here it is. So we're just adding in a p class equals text instructions. Click. We need an a tag with href. Actually, yeah, A tag. I'm just gonna do something like that. Actually, it should be v on click equals open change lead modal open change lead modal. Click here to update. We'll probably figure out a better sort of word in a few seconds, but that's fine. All right, cool. It should be compiling. If we hit refresh. Ooh, all right. I know why this has happened. There you go. Yeah, it doesn't like that. I have to use a button, don't I? All right, not a problem. No, I'm using on clicked. Oh, I don't even have the. All right, I made a boo-boo. So down here, actually, is that methods? That's watch. Computed, mix in data. There's a lot of stuff in here. Validation, methods. So we had it open, LMNOP. So we had open, change lead modal. This is going to be a quick and easy sort of formula. So const modal equals new modal where we have it called this, and then modal.show. Then we wait a second. Ooh, something happened. I broke something. Modal is not defined. No, it isn't. All right. So up here, what we want, import modal from bootstrap. I think I just have to do that. I don't need to put it in the components because it's not a component. All right, let's see what I've done elsewhere. All right, that's correct. Isn't in the components. That should be what I've got. So, but I've got a const. That new modal. Oh, I see. I've got to get the document ID. All right, that's my bad. I want RFC information. I want to scroll all the way down to that method. Here it is. So I'm just gonna document get element by ID. And then I'm just going to close it off here. All right, waiting a few seconds. Now, I don't like how this is this color. I'm going to change that. And there it go. So this is looking a little bit weird because it should have a little thing there and being like that. But if we go change lead, add, we've got a 404. Because we didn't actually unblock the URL, so uncommented it out. So this would be update change lead. Like so. And that should be lowercase. And then I need to hit this. And then I need to go to the views for a second. RFC information. Update change lead. We never added that in. Now we just wait. It's reloading. There we go. All right, everything's happy. So if I hit reload, update this, and then if I go team leader and change team leader, it says 404. All right, just double checking that I've got the URLs correct. Yep. No, I don't. I've made a spelling mistake. So I've just made a spelling mistake on the information. Not a problem. What we do, we wait a couple of seconds, make sure this is running again. We can actually, because of just the back end change, we can hit that and be like, all right, it made a change. Now we hit refresh and it's changed to team leader. So that is great. Now we're just got to make the front end all work seamlessly. I'm just going to quickly grab a drink of water. I will be right back. It won't be long. Here is Socks and her arch nemesis, the elephant. Alright, I'm back. She hasn't attacked the elephant yet, which is nice. The elephant will attack you. She's like, no, I'm too tired for the elephant. I'll attack it later. Alright, one thing I want to do. I want this to be more prominent. So I am, if I edit the HTML here and remove the p tag, like so, we get this. I mean, I'm not happy with that. Outline buttons. I think having a outline button would be better. And then having it as a warning. So what we'll do, we go in here, we go in to RFC information, scroll up to where we had it. So here we go. Here it is. We just paste it in here. We'll leave warning in there. We'll hit refresh. test. No, I don't like it. I'm pretty sure I've done this somewhere else. So I'm just gonna have a look in my SAS. Like something's telling me I've done it. So I'm gonna go components. Actually, no, I'm gonna go common, I think it's under. No. Cards. Okay, so everything's under a card. Oh, maybe not. This is where we find stuff. So dot. And this is text instructions, if memory serves me correctly. So we're not after NearBeach min, we're after this, card text instructions, and so forth like that. All right. Just wondering if there's a dot link. I haven't yet, but I'm more than happy to. Some releases, they're more little, at the moment, they're more like fixing a few bugs and issues and so forth like that with minor features. But I'm more than happy to literally throw in when I release it. Otherwise, I don't know if I would always do a release on GitHub. Yeah, all right, I could do that. We could easily get that set up. So yeah, otherwise it'll be up here. And I don't know if there's an RSS feed for this or not. So yeah. Been distracted by the queue. Could automate it by following a GitHub release. I could. That's pretty easy for me to do, considering we've already got an action that already releases the static files upon a release. So when I do a release, it will literally grab all the static files and so forth like that, which saves me about an hour of work, which has been awesome. Collect static files. So I did it the other day with this release, and it took 12 minutes. But yeah, it will save me a lot of time very quickly. So I could put an announcement within here. So wait, GitHub actions, write post on Discord. Could work very well. Secrets, Discord, webhook. All right, users. Yeah, I could easily probably set this up, and then set up a little thing. All right. What I'll do is I'll put that over there. I don't need this open anymore. I don't need this open up anymore. All right. What I want to do, sorry, before I lose everything, text instructions, blue link. That's a good blue. Can curl a webhook and then just put a webhook in a secret. I'll just wait a minute. Ooh. Yeah, I could do that. That would make that even simpler. I will. For sending Pip automatic messages from our house. Fair enough. I do remember using curl to annoy one of my producers at my last job. Sending Slack messages. Alright, so GitHub.com, Robotic-Head, NearBeach. Socks is getting very intimate with the webcam. I'll move that back just a little bit. I'll also turn off the light. She's literally staring at my screen at the moment. Alright, I've jumped in here. I was actually meant to collect static files. I went the long way. It will have to be done after this one line. But I'm also thinking there is a Docker file which gets compiled and stuff like that. This takes long. It'll either belong here or it'll belong in the Docker file, the Docker version. So after all of this has run, oh, oops, got my arm caught on the thing. It'll probably belong in the other file. Look at this. Yeah, when the container's ready. But nowadays, due to your help, this actually takes a lot shorter to actually do. I could easily put in the message, please don't give it about 10-20 minutes for the full release and stuff like that. Because yeah, this is now taking 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes. It's not taking long at all. Oh, those are the automatic sorry, the releases. Wait, base Docker automation, no, NearBeach Docker automation. It's taking 2 minutes. So yeah, can easily be done. Or it could be like a preemptive sort of thing. Hey, we're currently going through the process of releasing a new update. Yada yada yada. This version will be updated, and so forth like that. That would work well. All right, I'm gonna have to put that on the Kanban board. Just bear with me. So I've put in a new thing here. We'll actually work on it right away. Add in the ability to post a Discord message. All right. Once the automatic Docker process is finished, an automatic message on Discord should posted can utilize webhooks, colon webhooks. Oh no, all good, all good. These are good ideas. All right. Whilst I've got this up here, the update node, npm, and all that kind of stuff will actually happen next release, which is 0.37. So you'll actually get, the good thing about doing this is I do actually want to change quite a lot in the Discord files. So I'll get to test it once and then test it again pretty much in the next couple of days. Because 0.30.7 will probably just have the updated packages in it. Perhaps set up a role for it, do it on people can opt in. I could, or I could have a specific channel where it just posts to that. Oh, even better. Done. Create fixture struct under misc. Oh yeah, fixture structure. Yeah, alright, yeah. Yeah, I've got to restructure the documentation. I actually have how I want this on the board at the moment. So actually, I'm going to put this as notes. So now I'm getting distracted. Document structure. I thought I could do headers and stuff like that in here. I've got to fix this one up. For stream alerts. Yeah. So we'll make it one of those. About intro. These are all bold. Oops. Introduction. And then features and installation. Sorry, I've written this on my whiteboard and I've been meaning to write this in, and I'm doing it right now so I don't accidentally lose this. Click install. This is how the new documentation should be set up. MySQL, DB, DBZ, different blob storages, AWS S3, Azure blob storages, do original installation. Archive installation instructions. And then we've got local development setup. Use simple only. Administration tasks. This is first time setup. New group, new permission sets. Permission sets. Groups. Users. Then basic usage. Objects and definitions of projects tasks. Sorry, this won't take too much longer. Procedures, MISC. Alright, cool. So yeah, that's going to be the new document structure. I think that covers everything how I want it to be. By the way, I've set up my deployment using Podman. Like Docker allows rootless containers. You want me to send you my docs, for it's pretty niche, so probably won't be useful for many people. Yeah, we can easily write that into here. We can easily sort of So the quick install will feature Docker and stuff like that, but what I can do is I can add in a different layer and have Docker. I can then have Podman. I can then have, there's something else which I could potentially use, and so forth like that. And then I can put the original installation down into, it's almost metal as a service type of thing, metal. So yes. Short answer is yes. Socks, you okay, sweetie? You're just pasting again, aren't you? She's like, yeah, just pasting. All right, sweetie. Aww. I will probably also fix this up. I want a wider thing for this now that I'm using it more. All right, getting back into this, we've got a blue link. Now let's just change that to the A tags. And then what I could do, RFC information, instead of having this like down here, what I'll do, cut it out. I will add in a simple break here. Paste it in. Get rid of this. Then update change lead. Yep. All right, going back into this. We're going to hit refresh. It's not blue. Should I save the color? Ah, that's why. Oh, didn't warn me about the ad breaks. I'm going to go into my settings. Oh, all of you, most of you have Prime, not Prime. You know what I mean. Things. All right, color blue, and then we actually want this to be strong. What I'm going to do, that should save. Down here, I'm just going to go strong and strong. Gonna sucks. Okay, gonna. Sorry, socks. I want my mouse pad. We better not knock your bed off the. She would not like that. Oh, something's broken. Okay. About a month ago, my partner was adjusting the cat bed, and Socks was not happy. She does not like it when people move her beds. There we go. That looks a lot better. And then people can click on it. And now let's fix this. So if we go update change lead, we've got the div column 4 and the div column 8. That should be 12. And the modal body. Okay, let's go in here. So there's the modal body. We haven't had this issue before. Probably, no, I think I know what it is. Div class equals row. Something as simple as that. Alright, I'm gonna hit refresh. change the task lead. There it go. It's just something as simple as that. And then what we want to do is when we change the task lead, we want to get the response back. We don't care about the response. No offense to the response, it's just we get a 200, we're like, great, perfect. So we need to first close the modal. So I'm just finding this. Let's go close the modal document dot get elements by ID dot click. Done. Alright, we're happy with that. Now the next thing we want to do, and this is where we'll look at the VueJS sort of stuff over here, is we want to have a look at how the data is structured. So view RFC information. So this comes down as RFC change lead. Oh, so it's a separate thing. So it's got all this information in it. In which case we've got to get that data. Alright, fair enough, Nocturnal. Anyway, have fun, enjoy your day, and thank you very much for popping by. So we need to actually get this information from the back end, which is quite simple. What we want to do is we want to edit what we have, and now we do want the results, the response. So what we want is update the data. And that will most likely just be a simple emit. So this dot dollars emit. We want it to update change lead, and we want response.data. That should be as simple as that. So getting the data from the back end, we want to change this now. So one way we can do it is this worked a treat. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep that change lead result equals form.cleaned data username, like so. And then hopefully we can send back some JSON response. But first, Fox, in your bed, calm down. Is we're going to have a look at RFC information and see what we did there. So in RFC information, what we did, RFC results, we got the request for change. Double check the permissions. We loaded the template. We get the RFC content. So go to reference. Sorry, go to definition. So in here, we've got the RFC change lead. We're going to yank this. Because this is what we want. Hi, how are you, Vimset? Did you write this on screen chat in Vue as well? Digging the Comic Sans? It's actually not Comic Sans. It's Mononoke. I can't pronounce it. Give me 2 seconds. Settings. It is. Oh, it's just the Menlo Mon. This font family. Mononoke font, I think. I did have this font for a while. Yeah. Did you write this? I don't know what you mean by did you write this on the screen? Sorry. And how are you, Vincent? Hopefully you're going well. Alright, I'm gonna yank this. I'm gonna go back to where we were. Change lead. So, and then we just go change lead results in here. Sorry, cool. I'm referring to the stream overlay that's displayed. Oh, okay. What's above here? No, I didn't actually write that. So Chris Griffin wrote that. It's called Stream Parrot. And the best thing is it displays your own emojis in there. Now I haven't made my emoji really big. But you also get your own little emojis with it too. I'm just gonna go into the secret screens just for a couple of seconds. Oh wait, I'm just making sure it's all appropriate. Emotes. My screen display, but you get so if someone types in socks, it should actually replace that word with an emoji and stuff like that. So if someone goes NearBeach, it'll do the beach houses. So yeah, this is Stream Parrot. I'll get the marketing site link, and it's free, done by Chris Griffin. Sorry, Chris Griffin with a G at the end. I just don't pronounce things correctly. Yeah. And I should do a, oh, how do I do a fancy shout out? So I'm still used to the old shout out method. Alright. And thank you very much for the follow, Vincent. Wait. There we go. All right, cool. Sorry, I don't think I've done a new shout out in a while. So yeah. Welcome, by the way. I do hope you're enjoying my content. So, yeah. Anyway, I just copied all that and I've just undone it, but that's not a problem. So we've got the change lead results. We update the change lead and we get the change lead information. You should make it so when you type in secrets leaked, and it makes sure a QR code, which that's actually a good idea. If you provide me the QR code, I will. I will do that. Because it won't take me long to upload that whatsoever, and I've got to put more images up there. I want to do some with my face. Alright, get the change lead information. So I'm just wondering if that will actually get the username. So if I if I go back to the information, I should just use find to get it. RFC information. Get RFC context. Okay, RFC change lead. So 71 to 82, I think that's 12 yanked lines. And then what I need to do is go back to change lead down here. I'm just going to paste that. We know that this is going to be this and this. Oh, filter. Now we won't need this. Hopefully this works. All right, let's find the JSON response. We've got it set up like that. We do have some serializers in here. It's all in the context. Okay. So I'm just going to paste. Didn't mean to copy all those lines. Yank 4. All right, so we need to get rid of that. In this sort of case, sorry, I'm just trying to think how this would be sort of set up. All right, I'm just gonna comment that out. I'm gonna have return JSON response. And then I wanna have JSON dot loads, and then we have the change lead results. Don't know if that will work, but we'll find out in a minute. That is production. Definitely don't want to do anything in there. Okay, we're gonna hit refresh. And hit change lead. We're gonna be like, all right, cool. We want to change it to team leader. So 500. We go into here, we click our network, we go to response. Manager isn't accessible via user instances. All right. Just to make sure, I think I know what line it's failing on. I think it's failing on this one. So just to make sure, I'm going to put a little breakpoint there. I'm going to ignore this. I'm going to hit change lead again. And I'm going to step through. Fails on that line. Yeah. Okay. Not a problem. So we just put in user in there. Now, in this sort of case, what we can do, we can copy this, paste it here. These two lines we don't need anymore. What I need to do is I need to just go in here and go user name equals form.cleaned data and then username. So we go close, we go change lead, we hit that breakpoint again, we step over. We step over. All right, annotate. Yep, we're getting the picture profile. We're getting the IDs. All right, and we're going down here. Now, this is what we want to test out. Because, yep, it fails. But not a problem. Because we've done this in other places. So what we want is serializer. We want to ignore that. We want to... So we're just searching this. So this is a filter without any of the values in it. Okay, that's not quite where we're going for. Not where we need to go. I think object data would be the best place to search for this. So bug results is a filter, but there's no values in there. All right. So yeah, I'm just searching what I've done elsewhere in the code. Once again, no values. All right, I don't think. Then we've got dumps. I think return data. All right, one other thing I could do. Dot value. In here we got project response and we got the values and stuff like that. I mean, and then with list. Oh, that could work. Maybe. All right, where is our thing? So, close that, change lead, network error. All right, refresh. Change lead. I've got it all out there, terribly sorry. Let's bump it down here. Let's just hit play to the next one. Let's hit this. And it didn't like it. I want to allow non-dictionary objects to be serialized at the parameter to false. All right. That didn't work how we wanted it to. Not a problem. We're going to open up NearBeach views. Object data. All right. So project results, that's a filter. All right. Got values. Customer results has no values. Customer results. I mean, we could just do this. We could try it out. All right. Hitting save. It's performing its check. We're going to go close. We're going to go change lead. It's going to hit this. No, it didn't like it. Yep, got a 500. It's saying dictionary object has no attribute meta. Alright. I know I've done this before. I know I have. Dot values. Dot value. That value doesn't work. I mean, I could put it in something like this. I do dump it. Actually, I do that. I do dump it. All right, I'm just grabbing that as reference. So I'm just going to paste it over that. So I don't need this whatsoever. So we've got change lead results. We're going to have it there. We're going to have it there. And dot values. We don't need that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of those three. And then I'm going to make a mess out of that. And then I'm going to do something like that. Dictionary object has no attribute headers. All right, so put a thing there. Let's see at what point that breaks. All right. Did you give it to me on Discord? All right. That I want to save image as. Perfect. Actually, just wait. Save image as. And DM'd. Ah, yeah. Oh, it's only 9. Feels later. I did start 15 minutes earlier, so it does feel a little bit later. Emotes. All right, add new. Cool. And you said all right. It should now work. And what I've got to do is I've got to edit the overlay. So, oh, did I put it as a secret? Yeah, all right. I'll do a plural one. That should work now. So if we go over here, I should do that. It should pop up. I do need to edit the CSS around that to actually make it a lot bigger. And I know that is possible. I'll have to talk to Chris about that. All right. Getting back to this. I know we've done this before, and it's one of those weird ones where we have to change it in a particular way. So it's doing this fine. So it's getting this result fine, and that's putting that into that. Oh, wait a minute. I think it's application JSON. Just let me double check that. Or in fact, it should be just JSON response return data. All right, close that, change lead. I'm just gonna hit play. Didn't complain. And we got a 200 and we got a results. All right, what if I just grab this one line, paste it in here. Change lead. Didn't like that. Yeah, we'll pass it through the change lead results. That's just going to be 10 times easier at the moment. I mean, I don't like having to do that. Oh, add break. So set up the data to send back. All right, that is done. All right. Yeah, I've got to fix those little emotes because I do want them a lot bigger when there's just a single one there. And I think, memory serves me correctly, if I double click on the chat overlay, I've got the URL, body background color, red, green, blue, margin 0, auto overflow hidden. Yeah. Yeah, I know Chris sent it before. I'll find it. Okay. So when we change it, we'll get information back. We need to send this upstream as is. So if we go into this, so we're saying that dot, and then we need change lead results, and the very first one. And then what we want, copy this RFC information on the update change lead down here. So on, V on, paste this in, and then what we want to do, element of PQRS update change lead. And that will just be bang bang like that. Oh wait, we need to send through data, so new change lead, and that will just be this dot RFC change lead equals new change lead. If I can correctly. All right. Let's hit refresh. Hey Jay, how are you? When do we build a platform for NearBeach? Sorry, what do you mean platform? So if I change this to admin user and hit save, we could not save the new request for change. Oh, platform as a service. I can't monetize NearBeach. Yeah, it's like sign up and auto deploy and stuff like that. I would need some serious investments, but the problem is the instant I start actually doing that, I lose my not-for-profit status. I'm going for several other things which specifically state that I can't do that, which is not too bad. I mean, if I do have a donations way for people to give me money, but also I've set up NearBeach to I've spent the last couple of 6-7 months and so forth like that, not documentation, creating NearBeach so it's easily deployed on your own systems. So yeah, hence I've got the self-hosting, where you'll be able to easily get NearBeach up and running on your own computer. And I've spotted an issue that should be the latest. Excuse me whilst I quickly fix this. Won't take me too long to fix. I'm only doing the secret screen whilst I just log in. It's the amount of times I've logged in somewhere and it's just decided to, you know, give out my details. I can share this part now. Because this is just me going. So image, robotic head, I am just going to get the latest proper name, hub.docker on LinkedIn from Microsoft about getting, if you're an early startup or something, yes. So if you're a not-for-profit, you get 3K a year, which is what I have applied for and actually successfully got, which is why I moved from AWS to Azure over the last year. Which reminds me, I'm now paying for AWS, but we're talking cents. All right, so another thing which I want to do is I want to apply for this sponsored OSS. And also GitHub. There's something on GitHub. So if I just copy that, I just paste this up here. It's just called NearBeach latest. So if I go into self-hosting, so that's saying all of that. All right. And if I paste that over like that and hit that, that should be perfect. Save and publish. I always spot the issues when I'm streaming on this site. Sorry, I always spot the issues on my marketing site whenever I'm streaming. So there we go. So yeah, you'll be able to copy this and get the latest version of NearBeach. I'm currently running a very similar script. The only difference is I don't have this on my Azure Web Apps because I've got my database separate. So yeah, just make sure the sets don't add up to yeah. No, it's S3 buckets. So it's keeping the old static files there. I'll need to go in this month, just delete them. I don't foresee it costing me too much. Are you dog fooding NearBeach? Yes, yes I am. So you'll also see me during stream actually So the best thing is, now that I've got the Docker application running and so forth like that, I do this a little manually. I do go into my Azure Web Apps and I up the version number in it. It takes about 5 minutes to 10 minutes to deploy, but the best thing is it's a seamless deployment. So you'll actually see me start using it. And because I'm using it, I'm getting ideas. Like, for example, this card, it's just too small. I need to make it a lot larger. And I need to make it so that if someone clicks off screen, it doesn't close. Because I've had problems with that before, where I've lost stuff which I was typing out. So yeah. Yeah, this card needs to be a lot bigger than this. It's just too cramped in there for stuff like this. So yeah, I'll make that bigger. We've also been given recommendations on this and stuff like that. So yeah, some changes on the Kanban board will be applied very shortly. So yeah. Okay, where was I? Sorry. Oh yeah, I was testing this out. So proxy set handler return false for property. All right, that looks like, oh, I can't change this. I can't do this. All right. I'll show why in a second, but I'm just making sure that I am getting there. And it's a very simple thing to fix. So if we change this, let's go admin user, change it again. Now that worked. As you see, it got there, but it couldn't run this one little line here. And the reason being is if we go up to our props, that is part of our props. And it is an array too. So we can't edit it. If I were to do Terraform scripts for deployments, is the NearBeach repo okay? Sure. Like, I haven't used Terraform before. I've seen it before. So I've got a massive screen. There we go. I brought it in. Automate infrastructure on any cloud with Terraform. Oh yeah. I'm also rewriting the documentation at the moment. Oh, neat. Alphabet metal. Yeah, I don't think it includes Docker stuff though, or ARM templates for Azure or whatever. I don't think I've had to drop ARM support because through the Docker installation, because I think the Azure blob stuff doesn't work. There weren't any pip libraries or anything like that. I would be using Docker images, not going to try and build from scratch. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I'm trying to get everyone away from the old method of installing NearBeach because last year during Hacktoberfest, I got a lot of feedback being like, it's just too hard to install. All right, getting back to this. So we can't edit this. So the one way around it is we create a data structure. So I'm going to RFC, I'm going to call it, set a local end date and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to call it local change lead. And it's going to be the RFC change lead. And that's it. So that comes in as an array, which is fine. Just means that when we do the update change lead, we get rid of this line edit this, and we go local, change lead. And we scroll up to the top, and we just find that information in here. RFC change lead. And instead of RFC change lead, it will be local change lead profile picture. Local lead, change lead username, and so forth like that. Very quick and easy sort of fix for that. All right, I'm just going to close a couple of these. That is where we want to be. Yeah. I've also got it. I'm just going to close a bunch of these. Just to clean up everything. All right. Scrolling down, update change lead. So if we update this to, let's say, team lead, go change. Can't access property data. Whoops. Forgot to get rid of the that there. Okay, just wait a few seconds, hit reload. This is why we test and not assume. So it's on the team lead at the moment. Let's go team member. Done. Perfect. Go admin. Perfect. Team leader. Perfect. All right. That we can actually now state is ready for retesting. We're going to copy this. We are actually going to stop this. We're going to go npm run prod, because this is essentially the last sort of bug which we're dealing with in this code base for this particular release. So we'll be releasing 0.30.6. Can't say that any faster than I can. Hopefully either tonight or tomorrow. But with a few changes. Now, I might actually... The one thing is, I do want to break the database stuff. But I'm wondering if I should do that with the next release, and I really... No, I'm close to actually doing it. I can do it. So, let's go to our NearBeach stuff. NearBeach. So at the moment, with the self-hosting, we're pretty much supporting MariaDB or MySQL. As you see down here, we've got variables which are MySQL database, MySQL user, MySQL password, MySQL host. We want to be able to support Postgres, Oracle, MySQL, and MariaDB. We don't have support for SQLite at the moment. The reason being is I think it'll take a little bit more work to get that to be done, because you can't be able to host that anywhere, and I don't know what happens to that database in Docker when you actually start updating the versions and so forth like that. So I don't want to be like, oh yeah, we support that and so forth, when in reality we shouldn't be, because of a gap in knowledge. So let me bring up Discord. Yeah, thought so sucks. Hate that. She's like, no, you pushed me away. All right, bringing up Discord. I am just going down here. I am just open image, a new tab. I'll go over here. I realized that this is an image for ants. All right. So what I did was do a little bit of sleuthing and be like, all right, what's the difference between each database and so forth like that with its variables? So down the right is the name I will probably choose. So instead of MySQL, it will be, I just zoomed all the way out, didn't I? It will be DB host, DB username, DB database name, DB port. I might call it just DB database, DB port, DB password, DB engine, and so forth like that. With the only difference being the DB name. Now, this is where we want to test something. But before we do that, we have to actually finish this other thing which I was doing. So let's go get status. All right, we're all happy with this. I want to, before I do anything, I need to update the init to 6. And I need to update the package to 6. Git status, git add. We're adding everything. Git commit, bug fix, new git commit, bug fix. Copy this, gonna paste this in, gonna do this, and then goddamn copy paste. Still got the media stuff in it. And hi Yashad, how are you going? I hope you're going well. I am clicking the wrong button, that's why it wasn't working. You going nice? Nice, that's good to hear. Now I've probably mucked up this this commit name, but we'll find out in a minute. That's okay, welcome, welcome. The weekend's almost here. I am just moving away from one task to another. I just gotta cross my T's and dot my I's. So I've got to go to that branch. Yeah, I've is there a way I can edit the commit? GitHub edit commit name. Because I wasn't paying attention. Commit message, commit amend. Is it 1 hyphen or 2? 2, because it's all right. I'm just going to push that. In the text editor, edit the commit message. Oh, git commit amend. All right, cool. Oh, and then I just gotta. Yeah, I haven't done that before. Rejected. Non-fast forward. Oh, I hate that. Git pull. Git push. Let's see our commits. Gonna just hit refresh. All right. That will do. Didn't do what I wanted to. I will have to research how to do that properly. All right, so now that we've pushed that, that's getting ready for our release and so forth like that. So what I want to do here is let's actually check out our Docker stuff now. So open up recent, NearBeach Docker. All right, I do have to go, oops. Settings, profiles, streamer profile. Bang, there we go. Everyone's used to that one. I might as well change a few things in here, but I realize that I've got a git pull in here because there's a lot of changes that I have implemented. Alright, so we've got a lot of this done. We need to change this version. We'll save this. We're fine with this. Oh, actually I did want to keep the other one open because I needed to test something. So I'm just going to open up a new window. I'm just going to open up recent. I'm going to open up NearBeach. I'm going to close all. I am going to open up the settings. So I'm going to minimize all. So in the source, you'll see local, and then you'll see settings. This is the file to help everything get set up and so forth like that. This is all in source. So you've got our secret key, which is in source. You've got the usual sort of stuff, which is in source. And then down in databases, we've got SQLite. So I'm just going to comment that out. I'm going to go over and go github.com, NearBeach Docker. I'm going to do the same thing here. So we've got Ocean Suite instead over here, and we've got settings. And then if we scroll down to our databases section, you'll notice we've got this. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to paste it at the end. Now, I've just realized that it probably won't get those details or anything like that. I could spin up a local. Yes, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a local Docker scenario and stuff like that. Nothing too hard. We go over here. We should see Docker booting up any second now. We're just going to bring you in here. I want unable to calculate image disk size. All right, I don't know what you are trying to do. So what we want is MariaDB. Actually, I think we have MariaDB already. But how am I going to connect that to this and all that kind of stuff? Oh, I just realized I can't run that one test. Okay, ignore this. I'm not going to save this. Don't save. Don't bother. Gonna quit Visual Code. Just realized I quit both. Alright, I just want to close the NearBeach one. I want to bring this one over. I want to enlarge. I want to put you over here. I need you to be like, there we go. Okay, so what I want to do, is I want to test stuff. So under my settings, I've got all these environments and so forth like that. But I've named them MySQL host, MySQL database, MySQL user, MySQL password, which is something I should not have done. I should have kept it broad and called it DB host, DB database, DB user, DB password. And I should also do DB port. So one thing I should do is change that right now. And one other thing which I've noticed, so if we go back to that image with the differences, is database names. So we've got DB name instead of name for everything else. Everything else is the same, apart from that. And we would have to do an F string for this too. All right, not a problem, because we'll need to pass through something. This is what we're doing. So we'll do this, os get env, and then we actually named it DB engine. All right. Oops, sorry about the ad. I didn't get a warning. I'm just going to wait around just in case there's any other people who have sadly just going to wait around for those other people who don't have any subscriptions or anything like that. So hopefully this ad break will be finished in a couple of seconds. And welcome back. All right, cool. And hello, Kingsilla. Kingsilla? I'm guessing Kingsilla? Or Kingsilla? Sorry, I'm terrible at pronouncing names. Yes, what am I doing? Correct. Awesome. I am building an open source project management system called NearBeach. This is actually the marketing site. Sorry, over here. So the idea is you can collect customer and organization information. And hey, how are you, Jason? Hopefully everything's going well. Hopefully the job is going well. So yeah, NearBeach can also have Kanban boards, projects, requirements, tasks, and for those who are deploying stuff, a request for change. Tired but hanging in there. How goes the hunt? Hopefully good news. So yes, that's what NearBeach is. Today we're working on the Docker deployment stuff. So what I've done is I've accidentally named the database stuff hard-coded the naming convention, which is what I shouldn't have done, but at the time I needed to get something out very quickly. I'm working on open source. Oh, fair enough. What are you working on? Haven't had much time this whole week, in the process of pushing out a new project at work, and it's been sucking my time and life away. I know that feeling. I know that feeling. So, yeah. Laravel Plus. Oh, I've used Laravel before in the past. Ah. Let's wait once the page loads up. Fair enough. Sorry, the marketing page doesn't have much on it yet, does it? .com, laravelplus.com. Yep, I'm there. Wait, I'll go on the big screen. It's prepared Laravel with many features to start working right away on clients' needs. Oh, fair enough. So no initial setup. Oh, neat. So yeah, I've used Laravel. I actually really enjoyed using Laravel. So yeah, it's kind of cool. For anyone else who wants these, like registration permissions and fair enough. Yeah. Payment systems. Yeah. I'm just gonna actually slot that over there to someone who will need it. And thank you very much for the follow. So yeah, that looks very interesting. Here, getting back into this. So yeah, what I want to do is I want to pass through these new variables. I streamed too about this. Fair enough. I'm going to give you a follow then. What time do you stream? Alright, so we're now passing through these new variables. I think port will definitely need a variable streaming through. Because the ports will be different depending on the database. And also, you can set up databases to listen on different ports. Usually at night, like 8 hours from now. Alright, cool. Yep, fair enough, fair enough. It is 9 p.m. here at the moment. 9:30 p.m. here at the moment. I've probably got about half an hour, maybe an hour. We'll see how I go. I do kind of want, if I can get this one little issue fixed, or bug I should say fixed, I should be able to deploy tonight. Where do I live? Melbourne. So yes, in Australia. Yeah. If you can't tell by my accent. From Europe? Yes, yep. I would have guessed that. So yeah, welcome. Welcome. Alright, so we've got engine host, port name, and so forth like that. So if we go back to this image here, we've got host. This is out of order, I know that. But the first thing is the backends are all the same. It's just that thing could have been Perth in different timeline. Fun little fact. There's 2 Perths in Australia. One's a capital city and another one is a town in Tasmania. And I'm not joking about that whatsoever. It's also how I found a bug in Excel, but that's another time. So yes, Perth, Tasmania. So if that ever comes up in trivia, being like, where is the town Perth? You'd be like, oh, are we talking the city or the town? Because the town's in Tassie and the city's in Western Australia. A little did you know fact. I only found it out about a year ago. So, and I found it by mistake. I was like, what the? Alright, so I can close that. So users cannot update. We're actually going with our last bug in here, which is the Docker Compose one. Alright, so we've got these passing through. So instead of sending this upstream and praying that this works, let's build this locally. And I think I... Wait, this is going to be easier if I actually read the... If I read it here. So the base, we're talking about NearBeach Docker, Docker image, Docker Yep, GitHub actions, yep, manually trigger. We don't need any of that. Notes, it might be best to set this up in the future so it's manually triggered, where we get the version number from. And all right, cool, that's just a note for me. Making it get that. It might also be best to actually condense the Docker file. We have multiple tags, the building build. Yep, that's me just testing that build. This is what I want. So we need to use the following code to create a local build for NearBeach. So we've got our terminal. I'm going to do the switcheroo with the terminal in this. We cd into the directory, build tag, robotic head, yada, 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 local dot. All right. Use the Docker Compose example on the self-hosting and modify the image to map the name. All right, sweet. So what I want to do, cd sites, NearBeach Docker. Gonna run that. So Docker build, -- file, Docker file, -- tag, and then I've got robotic head / NearBeach : NearBeach local space dot. All right. Do you have setup portliner? I don't know what that is, sorry. Portainer, sorry. Docker and Kubernetes management platform. No, I have not played around with this. It's for Docker. Fair enough. My Docker knowledge is rather new, so I am definitely open for knowing new tools, and that goes over here with that. All right, from the data centers to the cloud industry. Yeah, all right. I am going to read up about this after stream. You have many useful tools out, fair enough. Nope. Did that page just freeze up? Nope. Alright, I am going to put that over there. Oh, cool. Thank you very much. It's an open source network and electricity management. Oh, neat. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, so my knowledge of Docker is not so grand, but it's getting there, it's getting better. Alright, so we've just built it. So if we go into our images, we have containers. I'm just gonna make this open. I think it's this one. Oh yeah, it's this one. So we just built this one. Okay, so what we want to do is I'm going to open up a new tab. I'm going to color it green. I like to keep my tabs different colors, so that way I will remember where everything is. So I've got a test Docker in here. Actually, let's just go to test. CDN test. Remove test. CD, make directory test. We're just doing a simple test. Alright, cool. So vim docker compose. When you have discover do you mean Kubernetes? Will Docker be like old timer? Oh, fair enough. Yes, you can ask me a question. Whether or not I am good at answering it depends on the question itself. There's some questions I'm not good at answering. Alright, so I'm just going to yank this. We need to call it Docker Compose YAML. I'm going to do is it's just going to be quicker to do this in as a text editor. So I'm going to do the switcheroo. I'm new to web development world, took an online course right now. I'm trying to learn React and working on it, but there are some people trying to convince me to change directory due to AI advances. What's your take on that? Basically telling me that the near future programming jobs will be hard to be found. All right, I'm gonna say the same thing I said about no code. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say, I'm gonna bring a story in, no code. A lot of people were saying the same thing about no code, being like, oh, you're gonna, lose your job, everyone's gonna be able to use no code and stuff like that. No code's great, by the way. I recommend using no code to do a proof of concept. All right, you need to do a proof of concept. You won't need to program much, stuff like that. It can get there. But the instant you need to change something, that's when you need to start programming. A similar thing with AI type of stuff. There's a lot of things which AI can do, yes. Getting out templates, great. However, when you need to do something custom, not so great. Yes, exactly. It's just another tool to help you get places in development. Yeah, it's a good tool. I don't use it for programming, but I do use it to help me, think differently about a sentence I've just written. So I might write something, it'll come up with a different idea, and then I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I use that knowledge to rewrite my initial sentence. And yeah, it also does depend where you want to be, front end, back end, and so forth like that. The other thing with programming is it's an ever moving target. Now I'm just going to point out just front end here. There's a lot of things in CSS that are rather new. So can I use, what is it? WebP. So WebP wasn't able to be used on iPhones until recently, and I know this because I use WebP. Safari on iOS until 13.7, which was back in March 2020. Now that's just a simple formatting sort of thing. There's also other things which I couldn't get to use. I think it was cover. Maybe I'm trying to think of the, I might be thinking of something else. Oh no, cover. 2016, but that's actually nearly 7 years ago, so probably a poor example. But yeah, the CSS is changing. You're getting more data, more attributes and so forth like that. You're getting different ways to do things. You've now got Flexbox and Grid, which I forgot when Flexbox came out. When did it? Preview version, latest version. Oh, it came out in 2009, but that's when it was started. The year started 2009, and now people are using it. AI is not there yet. When it will be, you'll know. You won't. You don't have any job. Yep. But AI can be good to explain the code and break it down. Yep. So yeah, but remember, it's a tool. It's not going to. It's essentially you'll be teaching yourself something else to move into. And the good thing with programming is you can do that. So a lot of people who were building applications have probably moved into web applications nowadays. I know, well, I have, and I still use multiple different languages. So I use JavaScript, and I'm going to be covering the Vue, Angular, React in that. I know PHP for like WordPress, .NET for Umbraco, Python, Django, and stuff like that. So you'll find that when you do learn programming, you have these abilities to learn a second, third, fourth, fifth language. And trust me, it gets a lot simpler after you learn the first language. To the point that you find yourself, you're more flexible and you can jump around. Designer friend said I'm going to be out of a job as a back-end dev since it's just logic. I had to explain otherwise. Yeah, it is logic, but there's a lot of nuance in that logic too, and a lot of outliers which are hard to program in, even with AI. Yeah, I mean it's a great tool. But that's just it, it's a tool. And with programming, like building with anything other that uses any sort of tool, you need multiple tools to do your job. Yeah. Anyway, getting back into this, we've just built this up. I want to open up that Docker file. I love the web niche. If you're a game dev, you know, Java or C++ or C#. And C, don't forget C. So very niche in the game dev world from what I hear. If you're a low-level programmer, you know C. Oh, there you go. You mentioned C, don't worry. I just didn't read ahead. But if you're a web maniac, you know HTML, XHTML, CSS, JavaScript, TypeScript, VueJS, React Native, MySQL, PHP, Python, C++, C#. Yep, there's also HTML, just wait, I keep saying HTMLX, it's HTMX 2 now, yeah, the list goes on. But then again, if I were to jump into game dev, I would have to study not the programming language itself per se, but how everything's sort of structured. And that's just because I don't have that knowledge. The same thing when I went into web dev, is I just have to learn that structure. You do mostly back-end work? Oh, fair enough. Bounce around so many languages that at this point it's quite easy to pick up. Yeah, it just gets easier nowadays. It's the little tiny I keep forgetting the word. Idiocies, interesties. It's just the little tiny things that are different between languages and so forth like that that can trip up a new person. But once you learn that, and usually it's just using the language, you're fine. As software architecture, I do like code check on Git. A lot of APIs, core structure. Oh, fair enough. Yep. Something which I should potentially do. I need to go through NearBeach and fix up quite a lot of its, especially just how the code smells. I've got to fix up the code smells in NearBeach. So yeah, I've got linters to help me, but I think some of them, the auto checker that I use, Deep Source, is throwing up issues. Yeah, you'll see a lot of random commits, which I do. All right, so what we're going to call this database, we're going to call it NearBeach DB. NearBeach user, NearBeach password. Now this is on my local, so I'm not too worried about any of this at the moment. This is just for testing purposes. All right. Oh, and another thing I wanted to actually implement in here. Actually, no, I'll get a positive one first, and then I'll teach how to proper program with NLP's neuro-linguistic programming. I've never heard of that. It sounds difficult, I'm going to admit. Okay, secret key. I'm just going to go arg. See, it doesn't need those. We don't need any of that. We're just booting up the system. So database would be NearBeach database. Oh, and these will be different nowadays. This will be DB database. You know, there's a way to do this in. There we go. A lot quicker. NearBeach user. NearBeach password. NearBeach database. DB host. Oh, DB host. Oh yeah, NearBeach DB. Yeah, which is the this up here. That always trips me up. Is train your brain how to subconsciously do most of the work and not be tired at the end of the day. How to proper structure your code, do OOP properly, how to relay while programming, etc. Oh, nice. Okay. I'll have to read more into that after. Ooh. I do know, and this happens a lot, there are times, so I cycle into work twice a week, and there are times where I've had a really bad day at work, and I'm like, all right, how do I solve this problem and stuff like that. It's one weird sort of problems. I do know of my nearly 2-hour cycle home, I kind of nut it out in my head, if that makes sense, and just figure it out. Mostly rid of bad habits. Yeah, I need to do that. I definitely need to do that. All right, admin username. All right, let's, we'll have to put this in anyway. Trusted domain. Oh, it'll be just HTTP, localhost 8000. We won't worry about that. All right, so we've just set up our Docker Compose file. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go Docker Compose up. So it should pull the latest MariaDB. Now I do believe I've got it. No, I don't have it on my local. Looks like it's actually downloading it. But most important is organization treats you properly yourself. Yeah. Become better human being in general. Well, fair enough. Oh, sorry. Cancel this. We did forget one thing. Well, I forgot one thing. This one line. We have it, so it should be this. Alright, so it won't pull it from Docker Hub. This bring up to 46 productivity. Oh, neat. Alright. We've forgotten one. We've got the error already. Django backends none. So we need in here db engine equals MySQL. So this looks like it's working. It looks like it's applying the migrations and it's working. All right, to confirm, localhost 8000. Sweet, we're happy. This worked perfectly. Okay, so that's the positive. Now what I want to do is I want to put in something in here to see if it'll break. So if I go DB, DB, now what is it called in the image? DB name. So instead of database, We'll have DB. No, we won't have it here. We'll actually have it down here in the settings. So then, instead of name, it'll be DB name. So DB name, OS get env DB data base. Alright. So what I want to do, I've stopped that, everything's fine, I'm going to rebuild. And whilst that's rebuilding, it shouldn't take too long. Can you recall what makes you tired or do anything else than work? Yes, a problem that is annoying me and I'm getting nowhere. I like to call it the hurdles. So essentially, you've got a problem, you're running, you solve one solution, you jump over it, yay, you go up to the next hurdle, it's a little higher. So essentially it takes a little bit more effort to go over it. You haven't solved the problem yet, you've just come across another hurdle. You solved the first hurdle, you're now coming to the second hurdle. So you're getting over that. And then every single hurdle from that point gets higher and higher and higher. That is what tires me out. Other things that tire me out is when I'm doing repetitive work, which has to happen. Or doing stuff which I am not the best at, so writing documentation. How do I currently overcome this? Sometimes I get up and I walk away. And subconsciously think about the problem. And ad break. So I don't know who has ads. I'm just going to do this at the moment. So they know that, you know, they're not missing out on anything. We are hopefully we'll get this running. All right. So basically you give up for the time, you don't have energy yet. I don't know if you got my answer, but yes to your question. Sorry, the ad break said they were running. Anyway, we'll do Docker Compose up. Now I don't know if this will work or fail. It looks like it's working. It won't, no migrations to apply. This is great. All right, cool. I am going to edit that Docker file. And I'm going to actually, instead of MariaDB, I'm going to put in Postgres. And I need to put in DB host, DB port. I intend to go for a walk or switch work location as a freelancer. Oh yeah, fair enough. I teach how can you recover from work while you work, so when you finish your job you are fresh. Oh, fair enough. Alright, so Postgres. Okay, so we got Postgres. Ooh, all right. Docker Compose Postgres SQL. Someone's come up with an example. Yes, this is habits you develop from childhood. Walkaways, straight away put for tomorrow. Docker Compose with Postgres, ready to use. All right. Services, database, image, Postgres, latest. So essentially, I want to copy this. I essentially just want to paste it in here. I just want to get rid of the comments, like so. All right, services, get rid of that. I realize that that's got to be called DB. And this is all got to be, I'll just rewrite that, that's fine. Postgres latest, container name, NearBeach DB, ports, we want, I'll just write these out, 55432, really? All right. Environment. I'm just gonna delete these. Postgres user. I'm just gonna NearBeach user. Postgres password. NearBeach password. Postgres DB, NearBeach database. Then I can get rid of this. And then I'll just double check everything. So DB password, we need the ports being different. So 5432. And on the other end, you have much more time to spend for yourself. Oh, fair enough. 4 to 6 hours is 100% everything else focus going down. Dopamine drop. Yeah. That's actually quite interesting. All right. Now, I don't know if this will work. So, moment of truth. Now it's going to have to pull down Postgres, but that's fine. I don't have it locally anyway, and it shouldn't take too long. And we've just hit the 10 p.m. here. So you say you have problems writing documentation. Yes, it's I have a method of writing to help me. So what I do is I split it down into the most simplest things. So a few words to explain what that is going to be about. Think about headings of a chapter or something like that, or headings of a section. I like to call it the helicopter view. Waiting for database, cause can't connect to server on NearBeach database. 0 seconds done, server stopped. Init, process complete, ready for startup. Did this just crash? This will be owned by Postgres. All right. The equivalent of writer's block. So someone once described me writer's block for them, and I'm like, that's what I get. Can't connect. Waiting for database. Lost connection served at handshake. Reading initials. 62 seconds. All right. So. Alright, EMV file. Oh, we're not using an EMV file. Okay. Now, in reality, the settings hit this. I'm just double checking all the naming conventions and stuff like that. So what we want to do is Django Postgres database connection. Double check what other people have done. So using Postgres database, installing Postgres, yeah, this one. So they've just got it as host. So I can just use DB host instead of, on a name. They've got it as Postgres Site Corp. Alright. Alright. Backend Postgres. So they've got DB name there, but see host for detail, host name, empty string. All right, we might get rid of this one line then. Pity it couldn't connect. Handshake, reading initial. So what we want to do is we want to go into Dockerfile, set up and run server. So it does everything and then it's set up and runs server. Which is here, which is a simple manage wait for database. And then it's migrating. All right. I'm just gonna boot it up again, and I'm just whilst it's booting up, I'm double checking everything. So NearBeach user. All right. NearBeach password. NearBeach database. Oh, that's it. All right, done. We'll stop this. All right, cool. I will be right back. Give me about a minute or two. I just need to get a drink. So I'll put socks on stream whilst this is happening. All right. All right, sorry about that. All right, waiting for database. Lost connection server at handshake. Did I not save this correctly? Port 5432, Postgres. Database system was interrupted. Last known system was not properly shut down. All right. Okay, we'll wait for it shutting down this time. We'll double check everything. So Postgres database, NearBeach database, NearBeach, and then we got the user, got the password, we've got the port. Oh, they've got the host. We've got the port. Oh, Postgres. There we go. Simple mistake. When I document this properly, I'll probably put it in a certain order. Alright, we're gonna go Docker Compose up. Oh. Oh. Postgres SQL. This will all be documented when we get to it. Have I just spelled everything wrong? Most likely, yes. I've spelled everything wrong. Alright. Oh, I don't have any of those installed. Okay. So, error loading this or this. So what we want to do is over in our Docker file. Oh, this is gonna increase the. I'm gonna Docker. Docker file. We pip install stuff. So we've got the MySQL client in there. We'll have the Postgres client in there. Oh, this is gonna be big then. Okay. So I'm just having a quick think. Because if we were to do it like this, I'll get out of this. So we need Postgres. We're also supporting Oracle. I'll come to Oracle and stuff like that. I just don't want to install that many pip packages that I'm not using. So I might have to do something smart. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. So we've got this now in our Docker file. So I'm gonna reinstall this. So yeah, this is why we're supporting MySQL at the moment, because it's two different databases. And then what I want to do, yeah. Did not complete successfully. Alright, we're just going to Google this. Or DuckDuckGo it. Because someone in here will be like, yep, you need to... this. Alright, and then change this. And Docker Compose up. And that's the problem with supporting... No, it's not wanting... Oh, wait a minute. I need to build it first. Okay, so it's downloading everything. This task shouldn't take too long. We've gotten these builds down to a couple of minutes, which is nice. Originally they were 45 minutes long, which was not fun because it had to install everything for each different architecture and all that kind of stuff. But we've got it down, so we've got a base. That base will be on that particular architecture, and then we just download that base. It's got everything we need on it. Right, so that is built how we want it, and then over here the Docker Compose up should have that new package installed in it. Database does not exist. Fatal, database NearBeach DB does not exist. Port failed. Oh. This is annoying. This is the hurdles I was talking about before. Okay. Appears to contain a database. Skipping initialization. Okay. What I'm going to do... NearBeach DB. It's not needed. Alright. Initialization didn't happen with Postgres, so we're going to initialize it now. So we wait 5 seconds. All right, this is looking good. Sweet. All right, we've got this up and running. Let's double check the front. Perfect. I think this is the first time I've ever gotten NearBeach running on Postgres, which is kind of nifty. But yeah, the idea being that this NearBeach will have the ability to use whatever database you want, or well, within reason. The idea being is if you wanted to use a third-party database and stuff like that, you can, but it wouldn't be through Docker. Because at the moment, I think the Docker file is getting rather large with adding stuff in. So for example, it'll support Azure and Azure blobs and also S3 blobs and R2 blobs. Technically, I think, though I need to actually test that out. So yeah. Anyway, I'm probably going to call it there. I do need to... It's a real database when... Well, alright. It's a real database, eh? Well, the sad thing is Django doesn't support it. Is there a third party for it? Is the ultimate multimodal database for tomorrow's applications. Well, I would have to join a waitlist. Ultimate love market. Yeah. I would have to read up on what it does how it does things differently. Database, real-time API layer, and security permissions all in one. Okay, fair enough. Ooh, also talking about databases, I found this out today. And this is why I've kind of ticked the yes, I will actually sort of support Oracle's database. We actually go products, we go Oracle database. Oracle database free for developers. So yeah, you can, where was the button? Download Oracle database. Oh, this is 19C. I would probably want the latest version. But yeah, Microsoft Windows, Linux. I'll be probably installing it on my new Linux machine when I build it, which is coming very soon. Don't think there is a Mac version in here. Run the Oracle Database Enterprise Edition container with Docker. Oh, alright. No, I could probably do it with Docker. Don't you have to pay a lot for Oracle Database? Yes. So you do actually have to pay a lot for Oracle databases, but this is what the good news is, being like they're like, all right, free for developers, which means it saves me a lot of money if I want to actually support it. As for MS SQL, which I would like to support, the problem is it's on a third party. So using the old method of installing NearBeach and stuff like that, you can easily get this installed and up and running and using. That won't be a problem. Yes, it's good that they give it to devs for free. I think they're realizing that there's a lot of people who are like, oh, there's new free dev databases over here and stuff like that. And they're realizing that they're probably shooting themselves in the foot by not pulling in the devs. So yes, because yeah, when you think about it, what databases